Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling review series for the 7th of March 1987. Certainly a interesting time, a couple of weeks before WrestleMania 3. Junkyard Dog defeating Pete Doherty with a Power Slam 227. Obviously, Junkyard Dog going into a match with King Harley Race at WrestleMania 3, basically considered maybe fourth from the top, outside of, Piper and Adonis, obviously Savage and Steamboat and Hogan and Andre being above it. But this kind of the last hurrah for Junkyard Dog around that time. He leaves by the summer to fall of that year. It never really has a huge impact on wrestling post his WWF run. Anyway, so kind of moving into a, interesting times to say the very least. And so we have kind of, more of a brawling style from Junkyard Dog, punch kick, and body slams. Does the crawling headbutt and then the thump slam and a win there. Jake Roberts and Alice Cooper are hyping the match with the Honky Tonk Man at WrestleMania 3. Alice Cooper and Jake Roberts are sitting with Jake's Snake Damien. This is right after the babyface run. One of the first appearances of Demolition here in this particular run. Johnny V is managing them instead of Mr. Fuji. That'll show you how early this is, as Johnny V is only there for a couple of weeks, maybe a month at most, behind that interesting run there. Anyway, so this is the Demolition with Johnny V defeating Mike, Luca, and Tommy Sharp, 145, scoring the pin with a clothesline. Obviously, not exactly a match that going to have a lot of technical mastery to it, a lot of punch kick, basic stuff, and they have not gotten their signature paint, has Demolition, as of yet. Both guys double teaming. This almost seems like a Randy Kirtley type thing. Elimination style match, hyped for the upcoming Hercules and Adrian Adonis, and with Hogan and Piper and others in the Boston area. Also hyped for Mary Hart and Bob Uecker being celebrities at WrestleMania in a few weeks here, about 3 weeks away, a little over 3 weeks away from WrestleMania 3, the what obviously at the time was the biggest WrestleMania of all, and maybe, at least to me, some people say 17, but in terms of impact, when you talk about wrestling, I think more people know about WrestleMania 3 than do about 17 or remember it fondly. Anyway, Ricky Steamboat, a couple of weeks prior to winning the Intercontinental Championship and then losing it about 2 to 2.5 months later in an enhancement match here. Obviously, Steamboat winning is, I won't even go as far as to say necessary. It's logical, as he's kind of putting that forward. Steamboat beating Terry Gibbs 327 with a flying body press, and obviously Jesse Ventura, Vince McMahon kind of talking about and hyping the upcoming match with Randy Savage, the biggest match of Steamboat's career to the point in the WWF, maybe even the biggest match of his career, most known for outside of the Flair stuff. But anyway, deep arm drags and a couple of chops. Duck of the head, and Steamboat finds himself on the receiving end of a kick to the side of the head, but Steamboat eventually goes to the top rope, gets the top rope splash. Then we see a tag team hyping promo video after people knowing how to get in touch with getting closed circuit for WrestleMania 3, but Morocco and Orton are a team, and they're kind of getting ready for the Cam-Am connection. Also, a vignette introducing, or at least hyping, the upcoming nature of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Duggan, of course, coming from the Mid-South area. S.D. Jones and the Iron Sheik up next. Iron Sheik, of course, managed by Slick. Volkov is there as Sheik's partner. But anyway, couple of, basic things. Obviously, Sheik and Volkov to face the Killer Breeze at WrestleMania 3. Duggan had mentioned the dislike for the Russians. Of course, 1987, we're in the Cold War, and so Duggan's hatred for the Russians makes sense. I've always kind of thought that patriotic storylines are stupid, no matter what the company. But even now, more than ever, when you have a worldwide product base, they're even dumber. But anyhow, basic brawling. The backbreaker by Volkov, followed by the camel clutch by the Sheik. Then we see Roddy Piper with a Piper's Pit. Piper basically brings out and hypes the upcoming Andre the Giant thing. Andre runs off other people. They do the contract signing for WrestleMania 3 as a return. Also hype with Jimmy Hart and Aretha Franklin, who are both getting ready for WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 3 had probably some of the best of the nature of upcoming celebrities, or just a variety of celebrities. Really, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, but that time period they could get just about anybody because the product was so hot. Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation in a 6-man tag team match, kind of to, I believe, close the show. Final match on the show. Tag team champions there, so it is Bret and Neidhart They defeat Jerry Allen and Jim Powers in a non-title match. This is featured on the Hart Foundation videotape, Coliseum videotape, eventually, which comes out a couple years later, or around the same time, probably within 6 months of airing or something like that. Anyway, punch kick and the heart attack by the Hart Foundation leads them to where they want to go, and obviously they are successful. We'll be back with more right after this.